Hi YouTubers, and welcome back to another book review on my channel. So anyway, as you can't already tell by this book, I am covering another book by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and this time it is called, if you can't tell by the spine, Little House on the Prairie, Book 2 of the Little House series. So yeah, if you have not watched my previous video on Little House in the Big Woods, go check that out before you watch this one, because you're gonna get a lot of spoilers for this book. So yeah, if you have not watched Little House in the Big Woods review, then go check that out before watching this one. I would totally recommend watching the first video of the Little House book first before watching this one, because then you're gonna be so confused and lost, and it's gonna be really confusing to you if you have not watched that one, or if you've never read the first book before, then it's confusing. But anyway, yeah, book 2 of Little House series by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I mean, it doesn't have a cover on it because I took the cover off. The cover's torn, I think, but either way, book 2. So anyway, yeah, it basically starts off with the family leaving the Big Woods of Wisconsin, which I forgot to mention in the last video, that the family leaves the Big Woods of Wisconsin to go live on Indian country, because the Big Woods was getting too crowded because a lot more people moving in and building the houses been of wood there, so they had to move to Indian country and I think move west, pretty sure. But anyway, yeah, it continues the story of Laura and her family and the dog Jack, who is an old bulldog, I think, in the story. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, so it continues where, they left and they're traveling along the dirt road towards, I think, west or something. I don't know, I forget which direction they're heading, but anyway, yeah, it continues them heading off to Indian country, where they were going to live until they moved on. So anyway, yeah, it follows the course of where they're traveling, and they have to go across, like, many rivers, and they have to stop for, like, a couple days, because they have to feed the horses, and, gather more food and all that, to continue moving. And so it kind of follows, how they have to go across, like, big rivers and countries and all that, so then that way they can get to, like, Indian country and finally settle down and grow crops and all that. And so it continues the course of, they're getting older, and of course, they're not in a town, so it's like a big open, it's all big, like, open country. There's, like, not a lot of trees or anything, hence the name Little House on the Prairie, which they're in a big prairie. So anyway, yeah. So it follows the course, for, like, I think half of this book or so, it follows the course of where they are traveling across, prairies and all that. And, at some point they lose their dog Jack while crossing a river, because they get across a river that's, like, really too big to cross, so the dad has to, like, help lead the horses across the river while, the mom, is in the, wagon with them, so then that way they'll make sure everyone's safe. And so basically they cross and they can't find Jack, and so they say, like, Laura's worried that Jack might be gone forever. He passed on, but later on they discover he's still alive. He did make it across and he caught up. And so after that night they continue along, and Paul trades the horses that they had for new ones. And, yeah, and so basically they continue on the way, they continue along, and so eventually, I don't know where they are, I forget what state they're in. They cross several states, but either way, they cross several states. They finally, I think, settle down in one state. I forget, I think it was Kansas or something, but, they finally settle down, they build a log cabin, and they, settle down, and they meet a person named Mr. Edwards, who apparently lives near them, and this is one town called Independence or whatever, but either way, they settle down, and that basically for those, like, I think half the rest of the book, it's, like, mostly them, learning to just live life on the prairie, out in the open, because they're no longer in the big woods. They're in Indian country where Indians can pass them and threaten them or whatever. Yeah. And so basically, it's them living on the prairie and them trying to learn how to adjust to life on the prairie and growing crops and all that. So basically, at some point in the book, there are Indians who do on one road pass by the house, and while they're on the way to somewhere, I don't know where, but they're traveling, and so yeah, and so they see them, and it's like this whole curiosity glance type thing, yeah, and so it's kind of like that unsure feeling that you get when you see someone, for the first time. So yeah, and so basically that's half the book. Over, they are just alive. They have mystery of what's coming for dinner one time and stuff like that. And so yeah, and so basically what happens, they at some point, not some point, at the end of the book, they are forced to leave, and they have to leave. I don't know, due to some law that they're not legally supposed to be living on that land or whatever. So yes, they have to yeah, and so basically, you know how, like, you move all your stuff to get bed and all that, basically, like, that's what I mentioned before, but, and you know how you have to move your bed and all that when you pack stuff up to move to a new house? Well, not in the Pioneer days, where you can pack up all your stuff and leave. In Pioneer days, you had to take what stuff you can, pack in your bag, and then leave, and then you'd build new ones, like new beds and stuff like that, so yeah. And that's what they did, when they left the house in the big woods, and then, the house on prairie when they were forced to leave and get on their way. They had to pack up all the stuff and leave. And so that's basically what this book leaves off in their story, is what they are forced to leave and then continue on the way. So, like, I looked up what the third book was about. Apparently the third book, Farmer Boy, is about Laura Ingalls Wilder's husband, Alonzo Wilder. And the only reason why I know his name is because I looked up her, and I have, like, the last two books of, like, the series and stuff like that. So that's how I kind of know who, her husband's name and all that. And, like, so yeah, and I kind of looked up the course of her life and all that, because I didn't have all the books and everything, so I couldn't read all the books because I didn't have all of them. So yeah, so I can't really go in order from, like, this book and so on, and in the process order I want to for this series, because for this book series, because I don't have all the books. I can't continue this book series review on this book right here that I'm holding. So yeah, so I have to, wait on that until I get all the books at some point, and that could be a while, because those books are really hard to find, because these books are also classics / pioneer type stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is a good book. It's a good continuation of the book, because you kind of get to see how life is when they're traveling and all that, and how they, how you set on the prairie and all that, if you're into that sort of thing, like I said. But if you're not, like I said before in the last video, I will be covering other genres and stuff like that. So look forward to that. Look forward to other genres. I might be covering a new book soon. So yeah, look forward. And if you have any comments or thoughts about my book review so far, then leave a comment section below, or click a like. Yes, click a like or subscribe to my channel. I forgot to mention that in the last two videos. Click a like or subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying this so far. So yeah, so if you're enjoying this so far, click a like on the like button. Please do. Please, I insist. Or if you have a comment or idea, please leave it in a comment section below. So yeah, that's all. So stay forward and stay tuned to my next book. So have a good life and enjoy reading, because it's good, and you should read more. If you don't want to read more, because it's good for you, and yeah, so see you next time.